Max Verstappen has drawn a line in the sand. According to multiple reports, the reigning world champion and his management have delivered a clear message to Red Bull's ownership. Restructure Christian Horner's role or risk losing Max entirely. Behind closed doors, his camp is demanding a complete shift in power. They want Horner's authority stripped down, redistributed, and ultimately reined in. It comes with stakes. Max's future at the team depends on it. This has moved past quiet frustration. It's now a clear ultimatum. Either Red Bull reshapes the way it's run, or their star driver walks. So, is this just a classic power play for Verstappen's side, or is Red Bull really on the brink of collapse from the inside out? And if Max does leave, how would that rewrite the future of Formula One? But first, please like and subscribe to the channel for more F1 breaking news. And stick around because this story is only getting messy, eh? And trust me, you'll want to see what happens next. When the news first broke, it sounded like a rumor, a tabloid headline maybe. But the more you look, the more real it gets. German outlet Auto Motor UND Sport reported that Verstappen's camp has already spoken directly to Red Bull's ownership, specifically the Thailand-based Uvidhia family, and laid down the terms. Christian Horner's powers must be reduced or redistributed, or Max could explore his exit. The source of attention? Control. At the moment, Horner's grip on the team is total. He's at the center of it all. Racing strategy, technical development, commercial deals, even the Red Bull Powertrains program launching in 2026. In the eyes of the Verstappens, it's too much influence concentrated in one man and not enough accountability when things go wrong. For years, Horner's central role was justified by results. 4 driver titles with Max, 5 constructors titles, the most dominant season in F1 history just 2 years ago. But this year, the performance is slipping and the excuses are wearing thin. Red Bull's home race in Austria was a disaster. Max crashed out on lap 1. His teammate Yuki Tsunoda finished last of the classified cars. And when Horner tried to defend the team's performance, his comments felt more like damage control than leadership. He told Sky Sports, "We haven't suddenly become idiots overnight." But that's not what the Verstappens are saying. They're worried the team is drifting without a clear plan. This shift in tone isn't coming out of nowhere. Back in early 2024, Max's father, Jos Verstappen, warned publicly that Red Bull was in danger of being torn apart as long as Horner remained in power. At the time, many dismissed it as a personal grudge. Now, it looks more like a forecast. There's no more back and forth. The Verstappens have made up their minds firmly. They're pushing for a new leadership structure modeled more like McLaren, where responsibilities are divided among technical, sporting, and commercial directors. Not a one-man show, but a team of equals. And sources inside the paddock say the Uvidhia family, who once stood firmly behind Horner, are no longer ruling out that possibility. They've seen the writing on the wall. Red Bull is slipping in both standings and reputation. Max Verstappen is the brand right now. Losing him could ripple far beyond engineering. The financial impact could be massive. It's a moment of truth for Red Bull, the star driver or the team boss. Someone will have to bend. Forget who they'll back. The clock might have already run out. The surface tension is long gone. What's left is a clear move to reshape who controls what. Insiders describe a move to strip the team down to its studs and start fresh. In the past, Red Bull operated with a clear center of power. Horner made the decisions. Verstappen made them work. But in 2025, that formula is breaking. When the car is no longer the best, when the upgrades stall, when the wins dry up, the authority naturally moves toward the driver, keeping the scoreboard respectable. And that's where the current standoff becomes something deeper. Sources say Verstappen's camp has presented a long-term structure, one that removes Horner from unilateral control and splits leadership responsibilities across multiple pillars, much like McLaren's reorganization model. It reads less like criticism, more like a call for change before history repeats itself. For Red Bull's owners, the real challenge is navigating 2 fronts: corporate order and competitive edge. On one side, you have Christian Horner, the face of the team for nearly 2 decades. Sponsor magnet, political operator, the man who helped shape the Red Bull brand in F1 from the start. On the other, the most valuable athlete in motorsport, the only driver capable of masking the team's current flaws. The one asset no rival team would hesitate to sign, and who now has a rumored exit clause linked to a championship position. At the surface, it's about performance. Beneath it, it's a fight for lasting influence. Because if Red Bull agrees to Verstappen's restructuring, it signals the beginning of a new power balance, one where drivers influence technical and managerial decisions. But if they don't, they risk watching the most dominant driver in the modern era walk away. Even more unsettling is Verstappen's silence. He said nothing directly about Horner. No rants, no ultimatums in the press, just clinical post-race debriefs and strategic disengagement. If this is posturing, it's the coldest version we've seen. Mechanical faults can be fixed. What Red Bull might be facing now runs much deeper, and it's all coming to a head fast. The summer break looms. The standings are tightening. And according to multiple insiders, Red Bull's leadership has been holding quiet meetings to model what a post-Horner structure could look like, just in case. Because if they hesitate too long, they might not get to decide on their terms. You can feel it in the garage, in the body language, in a quiet urgency that doesn't show up on TV. The pressure isn't new. What's new is the fallout from brushing it aside. So how much longer can Red Bull walk this line? Is Verstappen's patience a ticking clock? Or are we watching a power shift that's already begun? And what's your read on this internal standoff? A star driver overstepping his lane, or a team leader clinging to control that no longer fits the moment? We're just seeing the first moves in this chess match, and the end game could reshape the entire grid. Watch the next video on your screen, because the drama is far from over.